Now we come up on boat number 169, the Dollar Marine Special. This is a 41-foot Apache powered by two 800 horsepower Ritchie Zool motors with key Kafer outdrives. And as you can see, this is a very good looking race hull. Just in my personal opinion, it is certainly one of the most exciting looking boats and prettiest boats on the circuit today. And there you see the Zool Power, the Dollar Marine Special. This boat is owned by Jack and Scott Herrick of New York and Washington. This boat is driven by Jack Herrick from Long Island, Phil Lipschutz from Miami, Florida is your navigator, and Scott Herrick is your navigator from Washington, D.C. Your crew members, Raina Herrick from Long Island and Ritchie Zool, the engine builder from Long Island. And he is already down in the water. Tough break for him. He's out of the race. But on the far outside, that's Dollar Marine Special overtaking Recovery in the middle of your picture, headed up by Stuart Haim. And it's Hugo Colombo with Mandy Fernandez aboard in Hawk Marine Power. Dollar Marine Specials motors by Richie Zool are really doing the job right now. He has come from the back and he's in the hunt right now with recovery and Hawk Marine power, and he is gradually taking a slight lead, and he's trying to catch up to chairman of the board with Nuri Sabuchi aboard. Warrior and Melons raging a battle right now. They're going neck and neck. But Dollar Marine Special has been able to take a slight lead over those boats. Scott Herrick of New York and Washington. Jack is on driving. Phil Lipschitz is on throttle. Scott Herrick is your navigator. Raina Herrick and Richie Zool make up the crew members of the Dollar Marine Special. And there you get an idea of the lead that he has taken. And that's Warriors coming into the fracas also. Nuri Sabuchi's chairman of the board. Melons is in there and Warrior in the middle of that group. What a shot that was. The Herricks and Bowen were to race in the Dollar Special in Key West together. Tragically, Brian was killed in Trinidad 2 days before he was to be in Key West. The Dollar Marine Special is dedicating this race to Brian Bowen. The whole team will deeply miss him. And there you see the Dollar Marine Special coming around, heading past the beach toward Mallory Square. They're unofficially in first place overall right now, and this boat is charging very hard right now. Right there, but they are able to hang tough and hang right in there. Mellon's having a tough bounce right there, but nonetheless back on course. And now we're coming up on Warrior. Warrior is in a duel with Chairman of the Board. Nuri looked tough to catch, but Warrior is also running very strong, and he got off to an excellent start, and he's running with Hawk Marine Power, who we saw at the start, and Mellons, who is on the outside. This boat is Warrior D25. It's a 41-foot Apache powered by two 740 horsepower United Racing motors with Mercury drives. This boat is owned by Philip Di Pasquale of Miami, Florida. Orlando Gomez is your driver. Rolando Piega is on throttles, and Jorge Diaz is your navigator. Crew Chief Brad Halpin, all from Miami. goes under Paul Barth from Biscayne Helicopter. Getting into view for Jeff Girardi, our head cameraman. Boat number 96, In Excess. This sleek 47-foot multicolored Apache race hull is powered by three 850 horsepower C&G Marine inboards with Key Keffer outdrives. This boat is owned by John Garrett from Wayne, Pennsylvania, who is also doing the driving. Navigating, we have Bob Shattuck, and on throttles, it's Ralph Martin, the In Excess race team. Well, that's it. The 1989 Bud Light Key West Battle on the Seas is officially in the record books. Now we're going to bring you the results of Saturday's race, as well as the final standings compiled for Wednesday's and Saturday's overall winners. In the Superboat class, first place was taken by Gentry's Turbo Eagle with an average speed of 81 miles per hour, followed by In Excess in second place with an average speed of 79.87 miles per hour, and Fabio Buzzi's Richie taking third place with a 74.72 miles per hour in the Superboat class. Therefore, your overall winners in the Pro Superboat class is in first place, Gentry Turbo Eagle with a commanding 638 points, followed by In Excess with 404 points, and Fabio Buzzi's Richie's tied with 404 points, but In Excess gets second with a better average speed. In your open class, it was won today by Nuri Sabucci's chairman of the board with an average speed of 75.31 miles per hour, followed by Warrior in second place with an average speed of 74.03 miles per hour, and Hawk Marine Power with an average speed of 73.35 miles per hour taking third place. Therefore, your overall winners look like this. Nuri Sabucci's chairman of the board coming on top with first place with 507 points, followed by Ugo Colombo's Hawk Marine Power in second place with 406 points, and in third place, the boat known as Warrior. And in your Pro UIM 2 class, it was won by Superhero in first place with an average speed of 63.14 miles per hour, followed by Phoenix with an average speed of 61.71 miles per hour, and Hawk taking third place. So the way it looks right now, Superhero is your overall winner with 634 points, followed by Phoenix in second place with 400 points, and Agitator with 343 points was able to take third place in the final UIM spot today. Well, that is it. Those are your final results in the Pro Superboat class, Pro Open class, and Pro UIM 2 class. Well, that's going to do it, but before we go, we have a few comments on the Bud Light Key West Battle on the Seas. Overall, I'd say the key difference from a few weeks ago was we had excellent weather, we had good racing, the seas were relatively calmer than they were in Atlantic City, blue skies, and it provided us with some excellent racing, not only for the fans, but I'm sure the drivers and race teams as well enjoyed some very competitive racing in all levels of competition. The course was very good, it was relatively very safe racing, thank goodness there were no injuries, and we were treated to some excellent racing, seeing everyone in the 1990 Offshore Powerboat campaign.